Thank you. So you spoke about, that earlier it was very difficult to do business, and then you mentioned, Mr. Amitabh Kant. You also mentioned, various people who came along the way and said that, we'll make it simpler for you. You mentioned snakes and ladders. What was the point of inflection? Was it the Kargil war, or was it a change in policy?
No, the point of inflection really came in 2017. We had made our first gun in 2012, and we had exhibited it in the Delhi Defense Expo. That was before Prime Minister Modi's time. 2012 was Manmohan Singh as the Prime Minister. And as usual, all the chiefs and the generals walked past the exhibition. They came to our side. Most of them just laughed and went away. And, from the body language, you could feel that nobody even believed that an Indian company can make anything called an artillery gun. That was the mentality of the system. Okay?
Not one individual, but the entire system was
entire
like that.
System. I mean, I don't want to name
else.
people,
Yes.
but some very senior people, including at the level of a defense secretary, told that is the jugaad hai. Okay, so that's how.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, sir, but how would you feel if somebody, you put in your blood, your sweat, your team, you work day and night, you produce a gun, and somebody says jugaad hai?
How do you think
it breaks your heart?
Yeah, I can't tell you how I felt, but but that was the reality. And then the second problem we had was, we said, okay, हमको test fire करने दीजिए, हम prove करेंगे हमारी gun कैसी चलती है, how it fires. So till 2017, nobody allowed us to go on the range and fire.
So how did you test your weapons?
So we sent our gun to the United States.
Wow.
To their firing range at the Rock Island Arsenal. Because I knew personally some people there. I knew some generals. We had to take approval of DOD, approval of DARPA at that time. They had to take approval to get our gun. We had to air freight the gun. So bring it there and put it on their test stand. When you put a gun on the test stand, you don't put the whole gun. You put the ordnance and that part of it, like they do it here too. And of course, you got to then strain gauge it and do all that stuff to measure all the forces and all that. And you take a video. So they did all that in 45 days. And they sent a video shoot. And they said, your gun fires extremely well. And there was a conference, I forget the date, but somewhere in 2018.
Try services.
16, in Delhi, Army conference. So this happened before the conference, sorry.
Sir.
It's been so long that I'm,
No, absolutely.
getting dates is a problem. And, Manohar Parrikar he was there. All the army chief was there, all his entire armed forces, all the directorates, everybody was there. And I was one of the speakers. There were a couple of them from industry, some from DRDO, some from other places, but I was one of the speakers. And my speech started only with this, saying that हमने गन बनाई, अभी 4 साल हो गए और हमको कोई उसको फायर करने नहीं देता है, उसको टेस्ट करने नहीं देता है. And I had to send my gun to the US to get it tested.
And I showed the video.
And I showed the video to the whole audience, including the late Honorable Defense Minister then. And they were stunned, simply stunned, that a company is capable of doing all this. I mean, sending a gun, I had to take an export permission from MOD to export a gun. ऐसे वैसे नहीं होता. You can't just take something and put it in a plane.
So you can't just courier it or something like that.
No.
So you have to take various permissions.
Yeah.
It's a weapon after all.
Yeah. So I got I followed the bureaucratic process that was required. And I got it done. And within 1 week, the defense minister changed the policy. He opened up all the test ranges for private sector. And that was the major inflection point for India's defense industry. Because you can make a product. अगर आप उसको टेस्ट नहीं कर सकते हो, और टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी सिर्फ आर्म फोर्सेस के पास है, एमओडी के पास है, डीआरडीओ के पास है, आप टेस्ट नहीं कर सकते हो, तो you won't know whether it works or not.
So did you go back and tell them this is not jugaad? See for yourself.
No. Then of course everything changed.
Ji.
Then
the mindset changed.
Mindset changed, and then they themselves came up with the DRDO program of ATAGs, and we were one of the guys